Hello YouTube, the Eye of Stone here, and this is the Call of Cthulhu. It is a enjoyable little game. This is not going to be my first time playing it, and I'm actually keen to give this another go. I wasn't sure at first what I was going to think of this game during my initial playthrough. It took me a bit of time to warm up to it, but once I got my footing, I actually started to like it a great deal. So let us jump right in. Let's see. Okay. So you can pause the video and read that if you need to. Hard times. Well, something has obviously gone very wrong. It's slightly more responsive since I upgraded my video card just a little bit more. It ran fine the first time, but boy, it's really singing. Okay, so got the hurricane lamp. A little tutorial sort of help refresh me. Cthulhu is a poet, apparently.
What a putrid offering. Don't fight. You have been chosen.
Chosen for what?
Behold, has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
It's interesting seeing all that now. Okay, so much like Betrayer or anything in Amnesia or Penumbra, a lot of this game is dealt with here, and it does turn into a lot to read on screen. So if you need to read, I'm going to do my best in this Let's Play to go through everything, all the readables basically, and do so in a manner that you can pause this video and catch up on these readings. So we're here in his office. Let's see. Yeah, so we don't have a case yet, but here's Pierce. And interestingly, this is the upgrade tree, basically. You can see you've got these categories: eloquence, strength, spot hidden objects, investigative skills, psychology, medicine, and occultism. And over the course of the game, you have at least the perception of choice about which of these skill groups to upgrade at what rate. And you also have sanity. So as you can see, and again, if you need to pause to read all of this, go ahead and do so. I'm going to have to stop several times over the course of this game and read some of them. I'm not going to be able to play entirely from memory. Let's see. Okay. As for your sanity level, accumulating traumas will reduce your sanity. You're given so much of it, and the events of the game will drain it. Now, interestingly, with this game, you basically have the option of almost sort of gliding through this case and not really encountering most of what there is to potentially be encountered here, as getting the sense that, okay, that's probably something I don't want to look at, but I can proceed with the investigation anyway because of this or because of that. Now, for some people, that seems like a very very unsatisfying way to play. But if the point I'm making is, if you want to end the game with your sanity intact, that's what you're going to have to do. There's a lot of stuff you're going to have to choose not to engage with if you want to have any of this left by the time you're done. I would submit, though, that actually maybe you want to make damn sure that you've lost all of this by the end of it, and you'll understand what I mean at the end of this Let's Play. This is, after all, a Lovecraft story. So, let's just get back at it. So, as you can see, we've got orbs all over the office.
I wonder why I still take these things.
Yeah. Got the sleeping pills.
Been too long since I've slept in a bed.
Just crashing on the couch.
The Lost Battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage. I used to be an avid reader.
Huh.
The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
That just shows you how to,
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm also just refreshing myself about how we do this. Some of these serve more purpose than others. But, you know, you generally want to... You have the very real possibility of missing things.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
Okay. So, we're in the Prohibition era.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
That, radio is getting to me.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
So, what was all that about? Now you see, well, it depends which one you... Depends which one you,
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherrifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Okay, so allocate your character points. Each character point allows you to improve the score of a skill. So you've got 8 character points available. So let's see. How am I going to do this time? It's a good question, because let's see. in my Let's Plays and character creation, if I'm playing an RPG now or a game like this that isn't really an RPG, I really try to play as more of a generalist, and I try to avoid being a specialist. And it's like, let's develop a strength and roll with it. That sounds stupid, but I've actually found that I get better results when I do it that way. You can be way too darn good at one thing.
Thank you for this information,
Yeah.
Mr. Pierce. Our files will still be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, do you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Okay. So we've got 2 goals. Let's look at the file. Let's get some context for the image.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
Okay. So Police report says the fire started in the dining room, claimed the whole family. Domestic accident. And she was supposedly unbalanced. And, he looks exactly like someone you would want to be married to. And he looks like an embryonic howdy-doody. Okay. This is on an island. So, let's take a look at the clue. Alright. So Darkwater's the island. Alright, now it's time to look at the painting. Just gonna hold it down.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Alright, so now you have options about how to proceed, and using those involves different skills.
Her husband was a big deal on the island, but the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mention Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
So let's try this unlocked answer.
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
Let's ask for something tangible.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Darkwater? Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Okay.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
So you don't want to get cheap about doing your homework. You can advance the
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston, but I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century, but it seems to have been shunned since then.
So you want to read this. Okay.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater.
Don't drink. It's not doing you any good. Okay. Now, did you see that medicine progression? So, we'll go to inventory, go to knowledge, go to here. Got the painting. So, we have met. This tells you his age, occupation, and his motivation. In theory, they're deceased. You'll want to read all this. Okay. Then we go to here, and you notice that okay, we don't have any skill points available, so oops. Just want to see one thing. I think we're good to go.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston, but I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century, but it seems to have been shunned since then.
All right, let's go. And that scored us a character point. Now, the first part of the game is about, can you figure out how to talk to people? Not every day you see a wrecked ship just lying there. You'd think something like that would be cleaned up.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Alright, so let's catch up. So, here we are in scenic Darkwater Port. You do want to make sure you read all this. So, let's see. I sort of have the benefit of past experience, and well, I don't know. It almost doesn't matter necessarily, but actually, I'm going to go ahead. Not really being able to reach people the way they wanted to be was a setback at first, so...
Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan, can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got no...
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy!
They're cops. They can't understand.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
Let's see.
They seem to be very agitated about a dead animal.
You're telling me? These fools think that putting the whale back in the water will bring about the end of the world.
They're superstitious.
If only you knew. They only listen to Captain Fitzroy. And not always. And you. What brings you to our island?
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
I like you, so I'll be frank with you. Don't go near the place. Don't try to get in.
Why?
Because I told you so. Learn to accept some friendly advice. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand.
Okay.
You're not sailors.
We've we've got on that's let's leave him alone because Officer Bradley is important to the game. So let's just leave him be.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
We go where we want. Hey, you'll get us into trouble.
You're already in trouble.
There's nothing for you here either.
Sort this out.
Beat it.
C's half drunk. There's nothing to sort out. Your chum wanted to stir us up.
Let's not push it with anybody just yet. Time will come. Now, the game will advance you based on a very minimum number of things. So, it's up to you to decide, the player, how thorough you really want to be. The more the better, but...
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Okay.
This blackboard hasn't been used in a long while. The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Seems to hold a special place for this island, doesn't it?
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
Yo ho ho. Collapsed staircase. Again, so right. You don't want to play the game in a rush. I mean, this is not a first-person shooter exactly, although there is gunfire. You do actually end up... There's a first-person shooter sequence. I was very surprised when that actually
What a
happened.
macabre souvenir.
When that actually happened, I was surprised, but there is a shootout. Sometimes these are nothing. It's just like Thief.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But I'm sure you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Okay.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Alright, so someone was trying to cover their tracks. Now, maybe it would be not such a good idea to just outright ask him. Let's try it. I'm going to try to play it a little more subtle this time. There are some questions I know that it at best does nothing to ask.
This place seems half abandoned.
Yeah.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling, but no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although, these dates on the manifests could indicate that he had contracts of another kind.
With whom, I wonder? I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Okay, I blew that one. I meant not to ask that question.
I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Well, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's catch us back up on let's see. Let's see what adding this here will do. Let's see. Yeah, what I want to at least avoid any blaring weaknesses. Now, see, that changed things. Let's just observe.
Cops, they can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots.
Where do you think you're going?
Let's see.
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
Let's see.
What's the difference between a police officer and a private detective?
The badge?
Exactly. Apart from that piece of metal, there's nothing that sets us apart.
You think so?
We're looking for the same thing, you and I.
Okay, spare me the next verse. I'll tell you what I know. There are sailors who think that there's a beast prowling around the docks. Then again, these guys panic at the thought of bringing a rabbit onto a boat, so...
I see.
And there are others who would like to use the warehouses for their goods.
Who are they?
Sorry, I really can't talk about them.
So, I'm actually doing better than I did last time. Last time I'd got nothing out of anybody at first. I'm actually doing a lot better.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I've never heard of this saint. Is it a local belief?
But everyone knows St. Brendan, the navigator.
He's the patron saint of whales and whalers.
What happened to the statue?
Go see for yourself. He's at the end of the jetty.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
Let's see.
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
The two guys behind you, what are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
Okay. They're drunk. Now, it's an unfortunate thing that even on an island where catastrophic inbreeding were a problem, it still probably would not be this extreme, okay? They kind of cut a corner there. I mean, no, characterization in Lovecraftian tales does tend to be pretty flat, but not necessarily visually repetitive. So, I had... Now, the first time I attempted this, I hadn't bumped up my investigative skills, so I've never actually been in here.
Hello, old friend.
Okay. Just, that thing's gonna heat up after a while. I need to see how we turn that off. Yeah, because that thing will get hot. But I've never been in there because I didn't upgrade my investigative skill the first time. I think I put it all into strength or something stupid, so I botched the lockpick. Now, the way you build your occult skill in this game is by finding occult things.
St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. Looks like Phoenician. Or a very primitive runic script. I've never seen anything like it.
Okay. So, you don't want to miss opportunities to build up. I really leaned into occultism last time, and that's because I could basically see. I have read everything Lovecraft wrote, like twice, and in some cases 3 times, and this story I could basically see where it was going. Not to brag or anything, but I didn't regret leaning into the occultism a lot, and I'm going to do that again, although I'm going to do other things in a more balanced fashion, but I'm not going to go light on the occultism. that's not relevant quite yet.
Shysters, you're crazy. Cops, they can't understand.
I don't think these guys have anything to say, but no.
We're no longer at home on our own island.
Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
I told him, that flunky, that he'll see what a real sailor has in his belly.
If you continue like that, everyone will see what you've got in your belly.
I hope so. I hope they don't forget the lesson. Me? I'm not scared of some girl.
I mean they're going to cut you open, you idiot. Calm down.
So there's trouble.
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Let's see.
Pure instinct. I behaved like a Hun, and I sincerely apologize.
Veteran, huh?
307th Infantry Regiment.
Oh. Well, that'll be okay for now. But the war is over. Try not to forget it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
Let's see.
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
You want a drink?
I wouldn't say no to a glass.
Try this.
Alright, good. I went the whole game without drinking last time. That was probably a mistake, actually.
I think we'll get along well.
Yeah, that's fine.
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dockwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
What do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
No. Alright.
That'll be all for now.
That went a lot better.
And then he said, You have no right to treat us like this.
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
You said
Boy. Hate to tell you, but
We'll do it again, you know.
your Eye of Stone
Girl doctor.
was not unlike these guys
Stop asking.
recently.
Not that again.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
So you guys and gals and other peoples will, all of you, want to take care to, I'm going to show all the paragraphs. You'll want to pause the video and make sure you read this entire thing. So here's 1, like 2. You pause it here, make sure you read, and alright, make sure you read that, because the miraculous catch is important. Let's see. Okay. So we can go back and refer to it later.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. You have no right to treat us like this.
And the doctor.
I get really sick of this song.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens. We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
Let's see.
I heard the Hawkins family owned a warehouse on the docks.
An old family of ship owners.
Tell me something I don't already know.
They were made much richer by the miraculous catch. You shouldn't talk about the dead like that. We're not speaking ill. We're just saying that Daniel Hawkins made a fortune without taking any risk. There! You're speaking ill, you see.
It's your proof that the miraculous catch really did happen.
Okay.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
Alright, let's...
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
Let's just try it again. I believe there is something
What? Another break?
over here.
One of those damn sailors came looking for trouble again.
But he won't try again anytime soon. We gave him a good hiding.
So you said to yourselves that after such a feat, you could abandon your post.
It's just a little drink. We taught those guys a lesson.
We'll return right after. It's just that standing guard in this alley makes your throat dry.
That fool Fitzroy can't keep his dogs on a leash.
I'll have to send him a more clear-cut message.
Okay, that's locked. I don't think I got in there last time either.
And the doctor, what did he say?
laughed. My God.
Let's not leave the door opened. I don't think these guys are anything.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. You want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave.
Let's see. I might have to,
A handle. It must come from these old winches.
Okay. Right.
This ratchet device seems to be usable. It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
I got really stuck, but good.
A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil.
I got stuck, but good on this puzzle the first time, and I wonder if the same isn't going to happen again. Because it took a lot of doing to get past this. I got hung up on this like you wouldn't believe.
I could use this old winch to lift the grating.
Alright, so now not exactly sure what, let's go talk to the captain.
You're back again. What can I do for you?
Apparently the bootleggers don't want anyone hanging around the warehouses.
They're part of the private property I mentioned earlier.
And yet the place looks abandoned. Why guard the entrance?
As a precaution, I suppose. All the warehouses are more or less interconnected by old sewers.
You mean that there's a way to go from one to the other by tunnel?
I couldn't tell you if it's still the case today for all the warehouses on the island, but I think I can imagine what you've got in mind. You can always visit them if you're not the claustrophobic type.
try, see if that unlocked this. No, for some reason... this gets tricky. It's actually pretty counterintuitive. It's not really a question of the machine itself. That actually comes later, I believe. Or there's just one small little piece that I haven't found. Yeah, there we go.
It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch.
This might not even be the only thing I need.
Looks like everything is in its place. All that's left is to try to turn this handle. Damn, I broke it.
Yeah, that really only serves one purpose after all.
Well, well. A little mouse has got lost on our turf. What gave you the crazy idea to come onto my turf?
Your turf? That's news to me.
For a guy who has no idea, you've been doing a fair bit of poking around. My men saw you staking out the Hawkins warehouse.
Is that against the law?
I'm no idiot, Detective. I'll tell you how things work around here. I decide who comes in and who stays out. And anyone who doesn't respect my rules, I punish them.
Is your name Kat?
What of it?
Maybe we can come to an understanding.
Maybe. Or maybe not. Get this joker out of here. He might have a little trouble walking on his own.
Oh, I'm getting careless. I didn't see that coming. If I want to get into this warehouse, I'm going to have to deal with her.
Alright, so...
In the water, you shysters, you're crazy!
you would not simply walk away from a situation like that.
Hey, Mitchell. A drink for our new friend. I owe you. You don't know how to fight, but at least you've got guts.
Yeah, aching guts.
Huh. I've got them too. But you don't hear me whining like a pooch who's lost its leash. You didn't back down. Something that I respect. So understand by that, if I catch you again, you'll carry a more permanent reminder of our encounter. Tell me, what brings you to Darkwater?
I'm investigating the deaths of the Hawkins family.
It's very nice of you to tell me the truth so openly, but it's also really stupid of you. You really don't seem to know the area. Let me give you a little advice. If you want to survive more than a day in this rat hole, avoid talking about them to the first people you meet.
Let's see.
I need to get into the Hawkins warehouse.
You're out of luck. It's on my turf.
It's precisely for that reason that I've come to see you.
Are you pulling my leg?
Think it over. I've seen what you're capable of. And you didn't miss me.
I accept the compliment. Well, I see you're serious. To be honest, as long as it doesn't interfere with my business, I don't care. But I'll go with you, to make sure you don't stick your nose into things that don't concern you.
Sounds honest to me.
I'm not finished. If I do that for you, if I let you onto our turf to conduct your little affairs, you'll be indebted to me, and I guarantee that I always collect on what I'm owed. Think about it. I help you, you'll owe me a favor in return. Do you accept?
Do I have a choice?
Oh, we always have one, Detective. Follow me.
Nobody questions your authority here. I was given to believe that Fitzroy stood up to you.
That dope tried to save face in front of his sailors. They revere their brave captain as they do their old statues. But sooner or later, all statues get buried in bird shit, and nobody cares.
And the police? They do nothing to stop you?
The local cops? The cops drink like everyone else, sweetheart. They know where their interests lie. Apart from that pig-headed Bradley, I don't know whether to admire his stubbornness or to have pity on him.
Get it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
We saw this guy poking around here.
It's fine. He's with me.
Oh, okay.
Be a gentleman and move that for me. That's how it's done. Do I still need to hold your hand? Or do you think you'll get by on your own now?
Don't overdo it.
Good. In that case, I'll leave you. I've done enough mothering for now.
Okay. Generally handled this first chapter. I mean, it's the second chapter, but this first,
this place stinks.
this first foray onto the
What is the
island.
connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Let's see. Hang on. I don't know. This might be... I'm going to go ahead and apply this now because this might be a good place to have an ability to spot things. Generally speaking, I'm a lot happier with how I handled this first first investigation on the port, I guess is what you'd call it. Okay. So this is the place as it was at an earlier phase. investigate carefully.
Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
Whoa.
Can't sleep. I know how that feels.
Okay.
It smells as bad as it looks. Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? The glass is shattered, like someone smashed it. Was it before or after the removal of these bandages? Someone treasures this crumpled picture to the point of sleeping with it.
Okay. I think we found just about everything. Certainly did better than last time as well. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Let's see. I'm really going to be pushing the people skills. That's how you win this game, basically.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! You again. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Let's see.
It's clear that you knew the victims. I'm sorry to dig up bad memories.
I can still see the poor child lying burned on the floor of their drawing room. We had to tear him off. The marks must still be there. They're in my mind anyway.
It's horrendous. I'm going to need your experience to bring him justice, Officer Bradley. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it.
It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you...
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
I thought I'd straightened you out, mister. I am disappointed, but we'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Okay, so we're off to a much better start this time. I kind of botched the job on my first go-round, but I can already tell this is going to make certain things easier.
Well, here we are, Hawkins mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Okay, let's see.
He's clearly not doing any gardening.
You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
Well, let's see.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
No, let's go ahead and go.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Okay, so I will see everybody back next time for, well, actually, let's reach the manor first, and then I'll stop. I don't want to have to redo all of that. Or let's at least get to a checkpoint.
$1693. This house is much older than it seems, but the architecture seems too recent. Charles Hawkins' grave. Who could have done this?
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary and steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing, let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh.
It was probably just old Silas.
Poor kid.
I'll see something now. The mouse can get a little weird. Let's see. There we go. When it gets like that, what you have to do, you just have to go about things a little bit differently. Okay. Just catch us up. Here. There's something, the game can get funny with the keyboard and the mouse sometimes. The mouse stops working and you have to use the keys kind of in a way they're not intended. Okay, we're on to chapter 3. Okay, so I will call it here for tonight, and I will see everybody back next time for the second jaunt of our Let's Play of Call of Cthulhu. Later.